sex trafficking, prostitution, freak offs, baby oil, tapes. So, child, it's so much. It's like, then what the hell you had going on over there? Allegedly. It's Lajanae of Crazy Crimes, ready to watch the Diddy trial presented by Exclusive Beats Media. And as Diddy prepares for his first day of official day of trial tomorrow in New York, I want to break down what to expect and everything you need to know. First of all, y'all know Diddy was arrested back in September of 2024. Just a year shy after Cassie, his ex-girlfriend of 10 years, filed this explosive lawsuit. This was actually my first time seeing a lawsuit with trigger warnings, honestly. And it was from everything from forcing her to have sex with other men while he watched, to blowing up somebody else, one guy's car that she allegedly dated in the industry. Was it Kid Cudi? I think it was. Let me look at the child. Hold on, let me look this up, child. Hold on. Hold on, child. I think it was Kid Cudi. I really do think it was Kid Cudi. Hold on. Cause see, I don't want to be like the rest of y'all just saying stuff and it ain't true. Hold on. Yeah, it's Kid Cudi. Yeah, allegedly Kid Cudi. After she moved on, she claimed he broke into her home after she left him and raped her. And then we saw that explosive video of the incident where he was beating her ass in that hotel. Okay, and then that sparked a whole bunch of lawsuits, all echoing the same thing: rape, sexual assault, intimidation, coercion, force, brandishing a gun, dangling one person over the balcony. And this is from women and men. As we look at his five charges, we have 2 counts of sex trafficking, 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution, 1 count of racketeering. Now, if Diddy is found guilty, that's it. He is gone forever, for life. Okay. He already what, 56? You know what I'm saying? He gonna be locked up for a minute in federal prison if he's found guilty. But one thing I want to make sure that I point out, and I want to set the foundation. Well, it's when we talk about the premise, okay? Because in today's society, everybody tricking, everybody tricking, and a lot of people got the tricks, okay? Because when we think about commercial sex act, it's basically, I'm gonna drop that $40 on your dresser, you give me some ass. That's essentially what it is. It turns into sex trafficking when it's force, coercion, prostitution, so on and so forth. But to give you the exact definition of a commercial sex act, I'm gonna read the definition. I'm gonna read the meaning to you so we can be crystal clear on what we're dealing with. Okay. A commercial sex act is any sexual activity where something of value is given, promised, or received in exchange, encompassing prostitution, pornography, and other forms of sexual exploitation. This definition extends to performances of a sexual nature where compensation is involved. The core element is the exchange of something of value, which can be money, goods, services, or even social status. See, I want y'all to understand what we're like, the actual breakdown of this, because it's not just that he flew somebody out, it's that he flew them out, and when they got there, he allegedly forced things on them, drugged them, intimidated them, and if they did not act within the way he thought they should, he threatened to ruin their career, so on and so forth. Because even social status is an exchange when it comes to, you give me some of that coochie. I'm not saying this happened, but let's have, let's talk about it. Okay. You give me some coochie. Oh, come chill with me in the studio with so and so and so and so. Let me tell you something. Social currency is a thing, And especially in today's society, when you are pictured with the right people, your stock goes up. It don't even matter how much money you got in your pocket, your stock goes up. So having social status is a form of currency that could have been allegedly exchanged with Diddy. Maybe he didn't give all these women money here, money there, but just being in association, being associated with him, being in proximity with him, could benefit anybody. Okay. So, just like, y'all niggas be paying your little $40, leaving your little funky ass $40 on a dresser for some of these women. You know what I'm saying? That's an exchange for, what I'm saying? You paying them for services rendered. They gave you a service, right? And it's so interesting because the everyday man be flying women out. Because the conversation is, well, so now men can't fly a woman out and blah, 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 blah. No, you can't fly her out, then drug her. No, you can't. No, you can't. Well, even though I ain't on the track, you know what I'm saying? Even though I ain't over there on Lamar Avenue, if you from Memphis, you know. Even though I ain't walking the track, but I let a man know he ain't hitting it unless he paid me. Is that still prostitution? Yeah, according to Commercial Sex Act. It's a lot of y'all prostituting out here. You ain't on that track, but you on the track. Okay. So I just want to paint the picture because this happens a lot more often than people like to realize. Because I'm trying to get y'all to understand how easy it is to get caught up in something like this when a woman show up to your house and she say she want to just have sex with you, but then you got 10 niggas in the back, now you running a train on her. Come on now. She ain't tell you no because she intimidated and she forced. Come on now. Now, I'm not saying this is what happened in the Diddy situation. I'm just trying to paint the picture so we can have a understanding, so we can be clear, crystal clear. Okay. Now, as we get into the charges and the premise and the time he can expect to have, we want to know the witnesses. Who who are the people that will be telling us about their experiences, what's going to be happening, so on and so forth. Well, we already know that Cassie is one. There were several witnesses who wanted to have this chair is noisy. I'm sorry, y'all. But there are several witnesses who want to be known by pseudonyms, victim one, two, and victim four. The victim one was victim one, victim two, victim three, victim four. Cassie is believed to be victim one. She's going to use her real name. Victim two, pseudonym. Victim three also wants to use her real name. Victim four, pseudonym. Victim four. That was a motion filed. The judge granted it because most of the time, people, when it comes to sexual assault, their identity is kept a secret, confidential. And so, as you know, or may not know, federal cases are not streamed. And even if they were streamed, you wouldn't see their faces. I don't know how many people watched the YSL trial, but a lot of those witnesses, well, some of those witnesses, we never saw their faces. It wasn't a federal crime, but I'm just saying how people can testify and you don't know essentially who they are, but the people in the courtroom do. Okay, so when we talk about the what the people are going to be testifying about, so what is clear is that video that was released by CNN that showed Diddy beating Cassie in the hotel. I believe that went in LA, I think. Back in 2016 or 2017. I can't remember the exact year, but as we saw the video, the federal prosecutors used that video essentially to build their case. Now, when you are charging somebody and you have an example of those charges, that's what you use. So if you look at the documents, if you look at all of these lawsuits and including this criminal trial, every single one of them that I've read at least referred to the Cassie video. The Cassie video was the foundation. Before that Cassie video came out, nobody believed her. You know, people don't believe black women anyway, right? They don't believe fat meat is greasy. Okay. Before that video came out, people really didn't believe Cassie. But when that and at one point, Diddy probably would have had a chance to kind of come back. You know what I'm saying? He kind of could have been even more acceptance. He kind of could have been more received, even more than Russell Simmons, because you know he over there in Bali somewhere, and he's also been accused of sexual assault and all this, and he owe all these women some money. Da da da. That's a video for another day. Blah 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 blah. So, but it wasn't until CNN released that video that his defense team wanted to be thrown out and not and excluded from evidence because they did not want the jury to see it. They were claiming that the video was sped up, it was modified, so on and so forth. And CNN said, no, we did not doctor the video in any way. We got a copy. No, not a copy. I'm sorry. We got the original copy. No, we got the original version of the video, and that's what we aired. Come to find out, there are other versions of this video, well, other tapings of this video from an iPhone. So while we saw what the hotel recorded, somebody was standing around with an iPhone recording the incident as well, according to legal documents, right? And also, CNN allegedly ended up saying that we did modify the video through their attorney. All this is in the court records, child. Listen, all this is in the court records. So the video obviously is a big piece of the evidence because that's essentially what everybody and their mama is referring to when they charging or claiming that sexual, I mean, are they Diddy, you know, when they're charging Diddy with these um counts, and when people are alleging that he sexually assaulted them, Cassie's video and her incident, her alleged incidents of what happened are included. So when we think about the witnesses, we got Cassie. Okay, we got Cassie. Then we got let me see. We got, you know, he dated Cassie for 10 years. Then we got a friend of Cassie. Now, I don't know if y'all remember, but there is a woman, and I should have looked this up before I started this, but there is a woman who said that she was Cassie's friend and started talking about Diddy that was on Instagram, alleging certain things happened. I wonder if it's her. I cannot think of her name. But I wonder if it's that woman. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna do a follow-up about her. But anyway, they have 4 witnesses with allegations against Diddy, and one male sex worker. There's one male sex worker who is claiming who will be a witness. Now, what they're gonna say in their testimonies, we don't know. But the fact that they're talking is enough. Okay. Now, at one point in time, the feds wanted to include people from umpteen years ago to testify to his behavior. Because, as you know, anytime you put anybody on stand, you want to testify to their character. For a prosecutor, if you're charging somebody for trafficking and so on and so forth, you want to have people to come on the stand to corroborate what you are claiming, that they want to have people understand, to corroborate the behavior that you are saying that they exhibited, which is the reason why you brought these charges together. So the judge basically excluded those witnesses. However, if there is some time in line of questioning something about his past or past experiences, or something comes up, then they can go in and fuck shit up when it comes to questioning, right? So, the last piece that I want to talk about is the jurors. When we think about the jurors, I automatically think, and this is just me, if he has a jury full of old ass people, it's over with. If he has a jury full of conservative people, it's over with. The jurors have received or will receive a questionnaire that focuses on that includes questions about sexual assault, relationships, um, so on and so forth. And it's interesting to see. First of all, this case has been everywhere. Like everywhere. I don't know anybody who hasn't even heard of this case. So they want to seat the jury in 3 days. Monday, Tuesday, in 3 days, they plan on having a jury. I really want to know if that's really gonna happen because you have to selectively pick your jury. And I'm just trying to see how hard it's going to be. Because you don't want people to already have these preconceived notions because by law he is innocent until proven guilty. Okay. So let me pull this up. Let me look at my notes. I want to talk about this questionnaire right quick. Um, some of the questions also consist of your friends' sex lives, what's your favorite music, so on and so forth. Let me see. Let me see what my notes said. Because I just want y'all to see. So the judge can eliminate, jurors who can't attend the trial for personal reasons, or who can't commit to being fair and impartial. And then the prosecutors and then the defense team will get a chance to defend their side, um, eliminate the people they feel will not serve them best. Um, okay, yeah, that's all the notes I had. But I want to go back to this video because I just want to go back to Cassie for a second. Cassie is a very integral part of this case because, again, she was the first person to speak out about Diddy, right? And allegedly, according to Diddy's attorney, Cassie was writing a book. Cassie reached out to Diddy and said, "Hey, if you give me $30 million, this is all alleged by Diddy, Diddy's attorney. If you give me $30 million, I'll sell the rights to the book." They say, "Hell nah, 30 hell nah, B." What? No. Okay. She files that lawsuit. 24 hours later, he settled. Now, I'm pretty sure when he settled, he did not even think when he told that. Well, I'm pretty sure when he told her no, he didn't even think it would any of this would come. But my mind is, if you were gonna settle anyway, why you just didn't pay the girl at the beginning of her request? If this is true, if this is true, Diddy's lawyer has also alleged that both of them, were doing things in their relationship. And the hotel video is nothing more than a spat between lovers, and they both went to counseling and so on and so forth. So as we prepare for the first day of trial and we get down to the nitty-gritty of this case, again, I'm going to emphasize that, and I don't know if I said this already, but he is not charged with sexual assault or rape. And I say that because so many allegations of sexual assault and rape have been stated. There are lawsuits that allege that he, raped them, so on and so forth. But in this particular trial, it's simply about commercial acts. And when I say simply or just about, I'm not minimizing the charges. I just want to make it clear that a lot of times when you all are throwing your little $40 around, or when y'all trying to get y'all little bill paid, popping your little coochie and stuff, y'all got to be careful. Because if people show up at your house and you drugging them and it's your homeboys in the back and all this and all that. That ain't what they signed up for. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, people are just paid for services rendered. But now, if that ain't the service that they signed up for, you can't make them do that. And in this case, with the racketeering charge, basically using his business to fund these missions. It also says that one of his associates will be testifying against him. I wonder if it's his assistant, because she was also included in some of those civil. Well, I know she was included in one civil suit, and then she made a statement saying, she didn't know that this was happening, so on and so forth. So I wonder if she will testify against her former boss. This is La Janae of Crazy Crimes Verdict Watch, the Diddy Trial. And I will be giving you minute by minute live coverage on this trial as we see how the jury will be made up and what they will decide. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.